Do you want to make a hard-ass beat for people like G59, Suicideboys, Ramirez, basically like anything I'm about to play right here?
Hey guys, I guess that's it.
If not, then why the fuck are you here? Anyway, if you are, I got a little tutorial for you. I got a breakdown of this beat I made right here, and we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna show you how I managed to do everything. And yeah. So for the melody, I usually scope around on this website called looperman.com. Hello producers for big artists use it. Anyone you could think of, I'm sure a producer has used a loop from Looperman. If you haven't, then there you go. There's a bunch of loops that people post for free, and you could just use them. I use this most of the time. Sometimes I do make my own melodies though, because I'd like to try to get a bit more, you know, original. But a lot of the beats I use, the melodies do come from Looperman. Very good website. What I did, so alright, here's what it sounded like originally. And what I did with it was, first off, I reversed it, and then what I did next was I added a little bit of reverb. As you can see, wet level's 58. I turned the decay up a little bit. I messed with the high cuts and low cuts, and I made the size a little bit. I put it around like 65. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what half that stuff does. I mainly mess with these right here and the decay. But yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much all I did. This EQ is nothing. I just left it on by accident. But yeah, what I did add was a little pre-drop like snare, like a build-up kind of thing, which I'll play right here. And basically this is what the pattern looks like right here. It's basically just like triplets. I'm not really sure how to explain it. That's the best I can explain it. But this snare is called a chop snare, or a flacco snare in this case, but it's mostly called a chop snare. And all I did was just add some reverb on it. That's about it. Now we get to the drop, and I'm gonna show you the hi-hats. They're relatively simple, I'd say. I mean, all I really did was add just a simple ch throughout the whole thing, and in between I added just, I guess you would call it stutters. I don't know. I don't really know most of the terms, if I'm gonna be real. I just play stuff down and it sounds good. But yeah, I basically just did that simple pattern with just little chops here and there. I skipped a few ones. Instead of like having it go through the whole thing, there's like little pauses. For the really fast parts, like this right here, basically what you have to do is you keep the first hi-hat's velocity at like a normal one, the same as the rest of them. And then as you can see right here, I put the velocity slowly going down, so it's kind of like a bouncy effect. It's like an echo. And that just makes it sound way better. And I did the same thing over here, but I made the hi-hats decrease in pitch. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the hi-hats. With most G59 Uicideboys kind of style, it's kind of the same thing. It's not too many chops. It's relatively simple. There's pauses to make room for all the other stuff. And yeah, that's how the hi-hats are. For the snares, this one's gonna be quick. It's pretty simple. This is what it sounds like. Yeah, you get the point. For these type of beats, they usually use this specific snare. This is also a chop snare. There's reverb on it. It's a pretty normal pattern. The only thing kind of different is this right here, which this is just something I like to do in a lot of my beats. Suicideboys tends to do this a lot, where they'll place an extra snare right here and the velocity is a little lower. And yeah, it just makes it sound good, adds a little more emphasis, makes it a little less boring, I guess you could say. And yeah, now we go to a pretty important part of the beat, which is the 808s. And I'll play those for you right now. Alright, have no idea why it's crackling, but I mean, you've heard it in the preview. Basically, this 808 is in, I believe, yeah, okay, it's in a Lunch 77 Suicide Boys kit. You could probably find it on Reddit. That's another good sauce for you. Reddit has amazing drum kits, as you can see this one right here. This one's called For the Last Time. Really good 808. I love this 808. But yeah, it's a pretty simple pattern. They'll add triplet patterns right here before the next 808, like a, and it's just an octave higher than the original. Make sure you pitch your 808s correctly. If you don't know how to do that, just find a tutorial, because I don't know, it took me a while to learn. And then there's just this right here. Yeah, that's 808s for you. Oh yeah, this is how I mix my 808s, by the way. You could just look at this. And yeah, I just boost the low ones a little bit. That's pretty much all I really do. I turn the, like, kind of almost by the low ones, I turn this down a little bit because it was making the beat sound a little weird. Yeah, that's it for the 808s. Now for the kicks, I'll play you these right now. Alright, so with these kicks, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just put onto the 808s. I have kicks right before the next 808 right here. It just gives it better emphasis. I just think it sounds better. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of did the same thing here. There's 3 808s going up here, but I put 4 on each bar right here. If I could zoom in with one hand, because I'm holding my mic, because I don't have a mic stand. As you can see, there's 3 808s up here, but I put 4 on each little bar, I guess you could call it. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just followed the 808s and added a little extra emphasis. G59 tends to do that a lot. I should be one of them, but we're not going to talk about that. For the mixing of the 808, as you can hear, it's very thumpy, it's very loud. I just boosted the low ends hella. Yeah, you could just grab any decent kick and just boost the fuck out of the low ends, and it'll sound nice. Now the only thing really left to talk about is these crashes. I just took the same crash here and I just reversed it for the build up. And I took this thing right here, so it, as you can see, it like kind of like stops right here, it gets quiet. I turn this knob a little bit, and just so it has that perfect cutoff. And yeah, just to add a little bit more texture, I added this open hat thing I found. And I just threw a delay on it. As you can hear, it's not gonna shut up for a while. I also added, if you know Ronnie McNutt, yeah, I may have.
Hey guys, I guess that's it.
Yeah, I used it for a drop. I know it's pretty insensitive, and I apologize severely. I'm not gonna pull a whole fucking YouTube apology there. But that was a little bit insensitive of me, but you can't lie, it does kind of go hard. And another thing is this effect that Uicideboy tends to use in a lot of their beats. It's just a scream sound effect. I'll play it for you. And yeah, it just sounds pretty good. It's on the drop, sounds pretty nice. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for the beat. Now the last thing to talk about is the mastering, which is pretty easy. So all I really did was add a soft clipper down here. This is just so, since I boosted the 808s and the kicks, it doesn't like make everything sound all weird. All you really got to do, put this knob towards like the middle right here, and then make sure the line is like down right here. This is what I do. You don't have to do this, but this is the settings I use. You can just mess around with the soft clipper, but this is what I do. And then there's an EQ. I boosted the low ends a little bit. Towards the middle I boosted this, and then the high ends I boosted a little bit more than I probably should have, but I'm gonna keep it this way. And yeah, that's all there really is when it comes to this beat. It's pretty simple. This is kind of the formula for a lot of G59 beats. This type of melody, simple hi-hats and snares, the 808s with the octave changes, the nice crashes, the dark effects, the Ronnie McNutt thing. That's pretty much everything. So I hope this was explained well. This is a bit of a different kind of video for me, But if this helped you, leave a like or something, I guess, if you want more of this kind of stuff. I'm willing to do more of this. I have other stuff planned, and yeah.